From NBC News, this is Today.
If you're a parent, you've heard them too many times to count. We're talking about the often irritating comments kids make over and over again. And while they may just be a part of growing up, it doesn't make it any easier to bear.
And you can bark in over 6 different
They can be
languages.
oh so sweet.
Cool. Very nice. This thing is worth more than your car.
Not anymore, it ain't. Tender.
You're a rotten, mean father. You never give me anything I want.
And expressive.
Gavin, don't you already have this game?
No, Mom, you idiot.
Truth is, sometimes kids say things that adults might find a little annoying.
Thanks.
I want to eat something now.
On the Learning Channel's television show, The House of Tiny Terrors, kids' vocabulary was front and center.
I don't like you when you win. You say animal. Mommy is the boss.
Arms up.
No.
Parents know that as kids develop, they attempt to assert themselves, but that doesn't make it any easier when the words they choose aren't exactly music to your ears.
My 2-year-old recently told me she was going to flush me down the potty.
Well, my daughter says that's not fair when she can't have something. And sometimes life isn't fair and you can't have everything you want.
I don't like you, Mommy.
When he says, I don't like you, Mommy, or I hate you is a big thing he says, I don't even know what to do.
Oh, man. Denise Daniels is a child development expert. Denise, good morning.
Good morning, Al.
I got to tell you, you watch that and you go, oh, my gosh, we've all been there.
Oh, absolutely.
And you say this has something to do with emotional intelligence?
Absolutely. Emotional intelligence, to put it simply, is really being smart about your feelings. And there's been a revolution in child psychology that's pretty exciting. It's about teaching children emotional skills. And emotional skills, by children learning emotional skills, we found out that kids are happier, they're more confident, they do better in school, they have better relationships in their families and with their peers. And amazingly enough, they actually score higher in standardized tests.
So we have to try to impart that with, and also make these, you say, teaching moments.
Teachable moments. And it's really hard when you're feeling emotionally hijacked, when your child is acting irrational. And I'm ashamed to admit it, but I can remember a time when one of my kids came to me and said, I'm running away from home. And I took the bait and I said, I'm really sorry you feel that way. Would you like me to help you pack your suitcase?
Ooh!
so
probably not the right thing to say.
Theory goes right out the window.
That's right, because it is a moment. For example, when they say, I hate you. I mean, that pretty much cuts right to the core.
It really does. Those harsh words are so painful, but you really have to look at what your child is trying to say. We want to look at the emotion behind the remark that they're making. When a child says, I hate you, they're frustrated, they can be angry, they can feel feelings of hatred. Remember, love and hate, that they're very similar in a lot of ways. So they're having trouble expressing what they're feeling, and so we, as parents, need to help them express what their true feelings are.
So what's the response?
Well, one of the things you can say to your kids, you have to first calm them down. And I always say, step back, take a deep breath. Help your children learn how to take really deep breaths and kind of relax a little bit. Oftentimes with preschoolers, we use the bubbles, you know, the soap bubbles, and have them blow out their feelings and blow out their breath with that, because it teaches them a specific strategy. But it's important to say to your child, what is it that I've done to make you feel this way? That way they feel validated. Then later, when all of those angry feelings have subsided, it's important to say to them, you know, it really hurts my feelings when you tell me that you hate me. But you want to get to the core issue, what's behind it and what's making him feel this way.
When they say, I want something, they always want something. They pass a store, they see you're at the shopping in the supermarket. I want.
This is a child who's trying to really talk about, have control over what they want to have. And so I think that if you can de-escalate that, do a diversion activity, validate how they're feeling about that, but importantly, teach them that we don't get everything we want. And sometimes mommy doesn't get everything she wants either. Try to divert them and get them interested in something else, playing with Play-Doh, drawing with crayons, but teaching them strategies, again, for expressing what they need.
The classic, you're not the boss of me.
This pushes a lot of hot buttons for parents. You're not the boss of me is a power and control issue. The child is trying to figure out how to gain and use power within the family system. And so you can certainly say to your child, when you say that to me, my ears stop listening. because we want children to know that this isn't good behavior. We want to teach our children to be assertive, but not aggressive.
And that sometimes mommy and daddy have to do these things because it's for your best, in your best interest. We want you to be safe, things like that.
It's about reframing it, absolutely. That's the most effective technique in talking to kids, is reframing.
It's not fair.
It's not fair. Well, you know, younger children have a really strong sense of injustice. But this can also mean that they're afraid of something. For example, maybe they were bullied at school and they're not talking about it. So with parents, we really need to dig deep and look at the emotion that's behind what they're saying, but also what is the feeling and what need is not being met.
All right. Well, Denise Daniels, as my dad used to say, no, it's not fair. It's not a democracy, okay? It's my house. But I know we're not supposed to say.
I pay the bills, though.
That's right.
Exactly.
Thanks so much. We appreciate
Thanks, Al.
it. And we'll be right back right after this, because I said so.